we've actually promoted a big chunk of our assistant editor pool, and given them chairs, their own chairs, as we like to say for editors, their own chair, to become an editor because they've proven it, and so the one jobs that we have been hiring still during the pandemic are replacing AEs that we've promoted into junior or associate editors.
What's the difference between the people that you say, you know what, we want to meet with them and I think they can be a part of the team versus, no, I don't think they're a good fit? Because you must get thousands and thousands of people when you open up job postings, whether it's on LinkedIn or whatever site. And there's always criteria that takes people from the no pile to the maybe pile to the let's interview them because I think they could be a team member. And This is very elusive for people on the outside. When you've been on the inside, it makes a lot more sense. But if I'm standing on the outside and I'm thinking, Mob Scene is working on all the movies and all the kinds of content that I want to cut, or I want to cut someday, but I'm going to be an assistant editor to start, what differentiates me from everybody else if I want to work for you?
Boy, that's that undefinable it factor in a weird way. It's something that you just kind of have to know. I think one of the hazards of I don't know if hazards is the right word, but one of the things that's troublesome with posting on a LinkedIn or job sites now is it goes so wide that the amount of stuff that comes in, I mean, literally to your point, you could get 1,000 resumes. How are you going to start looking through 1,000 resumes? And a lot of people who will send in a resume from Pennsylvania and have zero experience doing any of this. They just think it'd be cool to come out to Hollywood and work at a company like this. And unfortunately, those you just instantly have to just discard because, and again, too, it's hard to interview people, but now again, maybe it'll change with the Zoom world that we're in. But if someone was very serious and really talented who doesn't live in the greater Los Angeles area, and was serious about moving here, you could actually, do interviews and check out personality and get an insight into their brain more so than just looking at a resume on a piece of paper. It's hard to define that it factor. I mean, for editors, it's generally they're real. What is on there, and then you take after the looking at the reel and going, holy crap, this is some incredible editing. Then you get into the personality, and then you get into the thought process, and you get to see how it is, how they tick, and then you also got to sit there and analyze as to, okay, will this person fit into my culture? Is there just too big of an ego there that I just don't want that person around? It's just not worth it. That they're going to take a ton to manage. They're going to get notes from a client that they're going to go and be pissy about doing, and whatnot. For the more entry level things is actually where it's kind of more fun. We don't hire a ton of, I would say, junior editors. That's coming up through our farm system. So what we do is we hire as, generally like a lot of things companies do. You can start in the vault or start as a real low assistant editor, get into being a full assistant editor, go into being a junior editor, and work your way up the ladder. And that's what we've mainly done is, and not everyone's done it. But a lot of people have. And I will say one thing about over the course of this pandemic, we've actually promoted a big chunk of our assistant editor pool, and given them chairs, their own chair, as we like to say for editors, their own chair, to become an editor because they've proven it, and so the one jobs that we have been hiring still during the pandemic are replacing AEs that we've promoted into junior or associate editors. So, if you're going to either come in in an entry level position and grow and show the talent that you've got, and I think it's super important because some will come in and they have access to some of the greatest editorial talent and for advertising and behind the scenes that there is. But make the effort, again, persistence. Talk to those guys, and trust me, most editors is like, I'm sure you know, I know you do this with people that you've brought up over the years, and you even started that at Mob Scene too with some of the more junior. Is you help them along. You know, you guys, editors want to help younger kids grow into it. And that's what's really pretty amazing, you know. And I think that what's also going to be really amazing is all the social change that we've also experienced during this pandemic. It's going to, this industry has not been very diverse, you know, and it's come under a lot of attacks for that. There's no one necessarily to blame about that, but I think what's going to happen is there's going to be so many open doors for people of talented from all different backgrounds. And what super excites me about that is just getting different points of view, different takes on creative that we normally would never have had before.